Hello and welcome to Reading with Mo. Today we are going to be talking through my reading plans for the month of June. Right now I am currently reading so many books. It is actually ridiculous how many books I have going right now. At the same time, I don't like it, but somehow I've gotten myself into this position. So my main goal for this month of June is to try and finish as many of these as I can. All of them, actually, if we can. And I have, of course, other books I'm trying to get to as well. I've actually finished one book so far this month, and that's The Covenant of Water by Abraham Verghese. I had this on my list of books I was bringing over from the month of May. It's crazy. It's already the 6th month of the year. I think I have something like 7 or 8 books going at one time. Maybe it's down to like 7 now, but let's just get straight into them. I have some that I have from my library, some I have physical copies of that I'll show you guys. The audiobook that I'm currently listening to right now is called The Book That Wouldn't Burn. This was a May new release and it's by Mark Lawrence. It's about a 20-something hour long audiobook. I feel like lately I've just been picking up really long audiobooks. The Covenant of Water was like over 30 hours. I have not listened to really an audiobook that long in a long time. But back to The Book That Wouldn't Burn, I'm really enjoying it so far. Right now, I think I'm about like halfway into it, and I'm thinking that depending on how the second half goes, it could end up being a 5-star read for me, which is great because I have not had too many of those this year, or not nearly as many as I would have liked to. This book kind of goes through the category of like science fiction, fantasy. I don't even know what age genre this is technically like marketed towards, but I'm enjoying it so far, and we're following 2 different perspectives in this story, and they're 2 different strangers, but they're both interconnected by this library. The boy that we're following, he has grown up living trapped in this like limitless seeming library, and we're following a girl who she was living out in like the outskirts of civilization in this like dusty area, and she ends up being trained to work as a librarian in this city that she finds herself in. There's definitely a lot of mysteries and a lot of things that we don't know going into the book, and I feel like at the end we're still not going to know because this book is actually part of a trilogy. So this is just book 1. I didn't plan on starting another series. I didn't know this book was part of a series as I went into it, and I kind of debated if I was going to put off reading this book until the other books are out, but I already had it checked out from my library. I figured might as well try it out now, see if I even like it enough to want to continue on with the series. So far, I think I will definitely continue on with the series, but I can't say for sure yet until I finish it. I rechecked out the ebook for A Darker Wilderness, Black Nature Writing from Soil to Stars, edited by Erin Sharkey. I started this book like a couple months ago and it got returned back to the library. I rechecked it out so I can go ahead and finish the second half of this book. This book is actually also a book I'm thinking I'm going to give 5-star rating to. I don't know why I put off finishing it for so long. I think because I knew I was enjoying it, and like part of that made me want to put off reading it for some reason. That one is a nonfiction book all about nature writing, and like I said, I'm really enjoying it so far. And then we have another audiobook, the one I'm probably about to start as soon as I finish the one I'm currently on, and that is The God of Good Looks by Brianne McIver. This was another May new release. This book is a contemporary novel following a young Trinidadian woman who she's always dreamt of becoming a writer, but Trinidadian society can be unforgiving, and having an affair with a married government official is a surefire way to ruin your prospects. But she ends up being offered a job to work at this magazine. So I'll be listening to that one next to see if I like it or not. It's about half the length of the audiobook I'm currently listening to, so I'll probably fly right through that one. I also have an audiobook checked out for Troy by Stephen Fry, which I also have a physical copy of on my shelves, and that would be this book here. This book is actually also part of a series, but I've heard that you don't really need to read them in order to get it. It's all about Greek mythology, I believe, and the other books in this series are mythos and heroes. So one is about mortals and monsters, quests and adventures, and the other one is about the Greek myths retold. This one, Troy, I believe is a retelling of the War of Troy, something like that. I've been reading a lot of Greek inspired historical fiction lately, and I feel like I want to know a little bit more about the original myths that they're based on. So I feel like this will help me, and I'm hoping that I don't need to have too much of a background to enjoy this book, because I have basically none. I will, if I enjoy the author's writing, definitely be picking up the other 2 books in the series, but I'm gonna just check this one out first. So those are all the books that I have currently checked out from my library. I'm on hold for a few different things, but we'll see, if I get to them or not. There are also new releases that are coming out this month that I'm interested in getting, and that I'll be putting on hold as they become available at my library. I'll go ahead and show you guys what the covers on those books are here. As of this moment, don't know exactly which ones will be available at my library and which I'll actually be able to get to this month. So I'm not really putting any sort of promise or holding myself to reading. I'm sure I'll read a few of them, but I'm obviously not going to read all 8. I think there's 8 books that are coming out this month that I was interested in. I know for sure, one of the 2 that I wanted to prioritize were the new Ruth Ware book and the new, what was the other one? Yes, the other one was the new Riley Sager. So those 2 mysteries I think are coming out though more towards the end of the month. So even then I may not be able to get a hold of an audiobook copy of that one right away. So continue on with the books I'm actually currently reading right now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so yeah, 7, I already told you guys about the audiobook I was listening to in the ebook from my library. So there's still 5 other physical books I have on my TBR that I'm at some point into. So I'll start with this nonfiction one here, The Time Traveler's Guide to Regency Britain by Ian Mortimer. I'm not very far into this book so far. I'm about 75 pages in, but I am really enjoying it, and I really like the author's writing, which I'm really happy about because there are a whole bunch of books in this series. I think there's 4 so far that Ian Mortimer has written in these Time Traveler's Guide series. This is the newest one, but I know there's 3 other ones that he's released previously. I think one was medieval England, and I'm blanking on the other 2 at this moment. Probably actually says on the inside here. Yes, he has one for medieval England, Elizabethan England, and Restoration Britain, but I thought the Regency Britain one would be fitting because next month is Jane Austen July, and I have actually not participated, I don't think, in Jane Austen July in a while, but I really want to next month. And I know one of the prompts actually was to read a book set, I think, around that time period, a nonfiction book. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm probably wrong, but this would fulfill that prompt. But I'm just going to read it now because I don't want to wait until next month to finish this book, although the way I've been putting off books I've started, who knows, it might just actually happen. One that's also been on my TBR for way too long is Jonah's Gourdvine by Zora Neale Hurston. I think I started this back in January or February, so I really need to finish it already. And it's not like I don't like it, but now I can't even remember what page I'm on because I don't think I was using I wasn't using a bookmark, so I'm gonna have to figure out what page I'm on. I think the reason why I'm taking so long to read this book is because it's written in dialect, and it's just, at the end of the day, when I'm tired from work, I just want to listen to something or read something that I don't need to put a lot of mental effort into, which I just need to stop. I just need to, I don't have to read it all at once, but every time I look at it, I just don't have a desire to pick it up. And the story is interesting, it's good. I just wish there was an audiobook version of this available, but there's not, so I just have to wait until I'm in the mood to pick this back up again. We have another nonfiction book. This one I think I started a month or 2 ago, and that's Chernobyl Prayer by Svetlana Alexievich. This book I really loved. So why have I not finished it? I don't know. I guess I have this bad habit right now of putting off books I think that I'm going to give 5-star ratings to, because I read the first, 20 pages of this book, and I loved it so much. It had me tearing up even, and then I put it down and never picked it back up again. So this book definitely needs to be prioritized this month, all of these books. And then we have The Sellout by Paul Beatty. This one I am about 70 pages into this one, and I like it, but it also is a book I feel it's requiring a little bit more brain power to sit down and read, because there are certain parts, I am enjoying it for the most part, but there are certain parts where I get a little bit lost. I don't even know how exactly to explain this book. The writing, it's not exactly stream of consciousness, but it's still a little bit different than, I guess you could say, prose I'm used to. But I will be finishing this one. And then lastly, of the books that I have started already, is The Count of Monte Cristo. This one I have just been putting off for so long. It's 1,200 pages, so I'm very intimidated. And I I checked out the audiobook from my library, and it's not the exact same text or translation as this book, so it's not like I can listen to the audiobook and follow along at the same time. I have to just either do one or the other, and so I'm just gonna physically read it. I have this very beautiful edition. I decided I'm going to read like 50 pages a day, and we'll see how it goes. So far I'm 50 pages in. I started again last night because I think when I first picked this book up, I got to page like 40-ish. That was like a month or two ago, and then I forgot everything. So I just decided I wasn't that far in to just start over. And so I started over, and I'm still enjoying the book. It's not that I don't enjoy it. It's just finding the time to sit down and read. It can be problematic for me, and I'm just so easily distracted. So there's a few other books that I had pulled last month and put on my TBR to get to that I did not. So I just have a stack of them here. I don't really know if I even should like go into them that much, because maybe I'll get to them this month, maybe I won't. They are definitely not priorities. I'm not starting them until I finish the rest of these books here. But I would, of these, really like to prioritize The Memory of Animals and A Manual for How to Love Us, because these are books that were both sent to me, one by Tin House and one by Harper Perennial. So I think both of these books actually do come out this month. So yes, this one, The Memory of Animals, comes out on June 6th for sure. And so I would like to prioritize these and read them actually when they come out, as that's the point of why they sent them to me. So I actually may get the audiobooks for these two books from my library as well once those become available. I guess I'll just show you guys all of them, because why not, even if I don't get to it. So I think I actually started the first few pages of this one. It's a nonfiction Black art, The Audacious Legacy of Black Artists and Models in Western Art. I love the pictures on this. I just have not, had time to sit down and read it. And this book has been on my TBR so many times, and I keep not getting to it. And that is All That She Carried, The Journey of Ashley Sack, A Black Family's Keepsake by Taya Miles. I'm tired of talking about this book, about wanting to read this book. I need to just go ahead and do it already. And then lastly, we have an Isabel Allende book, but I put this on my TBR last month, but I didn't get to it because I wanted to listen to the audiobook, and my library has a long hold for it. I may be able to get the audiobook for it this month. Right now it's saying I have about a 2-week wait, so we'll see. Isabel Allende also is releasing a new book this month, so I don't know if I should do her new release first or if I should listen to this one. I may do the new release because that one will be available sooner. It's going to be available to me like next week. And this one I think is part of either a duology or a trilogy. So maybe better to do the standalone first before starting a whole another series. I'm starting series, but I'm doing pretty well at completing them. So either way, this will be read within the next month or two. So I hope you guys enjoyed getting a look at my overly ambitious June TBR. Like I said, my priority is going to be the books I have been on my TBR for way too long. The books I've already started is my top priority. I'm very confident that I will get through most, if not all, of the books that I'm currently reading this month. I have to. I'm tired of them sitting on this shelf right behind me, looking at me every day, and I want to pick new books from my shelves to put over there. But I want to get through these ones first because I don't need to start more books. The last thing I need to do right now is start more books so I haven't finished these. And it's not like I haven't finished them because I didn't like them. Some of them I feel like I'm going to give 5-star reads to. I'm just being weird. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know about your reading plans for the month of June, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!